Hi guys, here's another page in my little traveler's notebook insert. This one I've got a couple of photos that I want to use. So the back of this page was stamped on, so it's come through to this side. So I'm going to cover it up with a little bit of fringing. So I've gone through my scrap paper and just pulled out a few colours that I like. And all I'm doing is just cutting 1-inch strips of them. So I've already trimmed these paper down to fit the width that I need, which is just one page of my insert there. So I'm cutting these 1-inch strips, and then I'm using my fringe scissors just to cut them into fringe. I've cheated a little bit and I've layered all 3 bits of paper together, so I'm actually cutting 3 pieces at once, which makes it way quicker. And then you can just flatten it out, pull them apart, and you've got 3 wee pieces of fringe. So I'm just going to carry on and do the exact same thing for all of these colours, and then I end up with a wee pile of fringed papers. And so now all I'm going to do is just stick them onto the insert. So it can be a little bit painful gluing on the back of these. I'm yet to find an easy way to do it, but I just add a little bit of my tape runner to the top and then stick it down. Just make sure you start from the bottom and then work your way up to the top. There's a couple of pieces in here that as I was gluing, I've ripped it a little bit. This pink one here. It was really easy just to stick them side by side, and you can't even tell that they're ripped. The next piece that goes on top of that covers it up anyway. And so I'm just layering them up the page. I'm keeping them in colour blocks. I'm not mixing it up. You could do that as well, make stripes, whatever you want, but I'm just keeping them in these like blocks of colour. And then finishing up with yellow up the top. For the top piece, I'm just going to flip the book upside down just to make it a bit easier for myself, and I'm using the tape runner on the actual page and then lining the top of the fringe piece up against the edge of the page so it's all neat and tidy. And that's how simple it is to add a fringe page into your inserts. And so I'm just going to glue this photo down onto the fringe paper. So I'm just adding probably a reasonable amount of glue, and then just going to press it down really firmly just to make sure it's stuck in place. And now I'm going to work on the left side. So I'm using this super old stamp set from Inner Creative Bubble and Studio Calico. I think it came in one of their kits a really long time ago. I don't even know the name of it anymore. But it's got these buildable ice cream stamps. So I'm just going to stamp, I started off with 2, but then decided I'd like another one. 3's always best. And just build up some ice creams on this left-hand side page. I'm just using 3 different coloured inks, so a pale blue, which was from the Colour Theory range, and then a couple of these Memento inks in pink and yellow, just to mimic the same colours that are on the other page. So now I've got the stamping done, I can stick this photo down here. I know I want it close to the middle, just sort of leaving a bit of room at the bottom for some journaling. And then I'm going to add a few more of the stamps from this stamp set. So first there's a little face. I'm going to add a little face to one of the ice creams, and then a couple of the sentiment stamps. So I'm just using dye ink because I'm stamping directly on the paper on this left-hand side. But I decided I wanted to stamp one on top of the photo on the right. And I never had great success with dye ink on photos, so I'm using a pigment ink from the Colour Theory range as well for that. And then just one more shade of grey to add another stamp. This is going to be more like my title on this side, so I wanted it slightly darker so it stood out a bit more. And then all I'm going to do is add a quick bit of journaling underneath. And that's my page done. Bright and cheery and full of fun. And yes, that photo is my dog attacking the ice cream cone. She absolutely loves them. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. See you next time.